All right, today we're going to talk about a brand new project. And its goal is, well, it's pretty simple but really powerful to bring a little more light into the world. And really, this is an open invitation for you to help build something genuinely positive right from the get-go.
So here's the mission, straight from the project's creator, Amare's Rosita. The idea here isn't some huge grand plan to change the entire world overnight. It's more about carving out this small, dedicated space just for positivity. And honestly, that feels like a really great place to start.
Okay, so what is the actual plan here? How is this whole project going to deliver that dose of sunshine? Let's dive right into the core idea.
So the whole thing kicks off as a free newsletter coming out every 2 months. But the big dream, the long-term vision, is for it to grow into a full-on magazine. Now, it's designed with folks over 50 in mind, but here's what's really important. This is not some top-down thing. Nope. It's meant to be built entirely by the community. It's going to live and breathe based on the stories and ideas that you, the readers, actually contribute. That's the whole point.
Okay, so to keep everything focused and, consistently positive, the project is built around 4 core pillars. They're calling them the 4 feel-good vibes. Let's check them out.
All right, first up, humor. And we're not just talking about any old cheap laughs here. This is about that smart, witty, totally relatable comedy, the kind that really only comes with a little life experience. Finding the funny in all those little everyday moments.
And the kind of humor they're going for, it's pretty broad. So it could be that classic moment when you hear something come out of your mouth and you just think, oh my gosh, I've become my parents. Or, poking a little fun at those things that drive us all crazy, like trying to figure out which cable goes where. It's all about laughing at the stuff we all go through.
Okay, next up, the project wants to deliver those moments that make you go, wait, what? The kinds of facts and stories that just stop you in your tracks, make you rethink something you were sure you knew, and see the world just a little bit differently.
And this is a perfect example. I mean, just look at this for a second. The similarities between Lincoln and Kennedy are, well, they're just wild. Elected to Congress and then president exactly 100 years apart. Both of them succeeded by a guy named Johnson. I mean, the odds of that are just mind-boggling. It really makes you wonder, right? This is exactly the kind of stuff they're talking about. Things that just spark your curiosity.
So yeah, it's not just about these weird historical coincidences. This vibe is also about digging up those quirky facts you've never heard before, or showing those really powerful then and now photos that show just how much a place has changed. The goal here is super simple, to genuinely surprise you.
All right, vibe number 3. This one is really at the heart of the whole feel-good mission. This is where we get those stories about human connection, simple acts of kindness, and people who make these really inspiring choices about how to live their lives.
I mean, think about the kinds of stories that just totally restore your faith in humanity, like an entire neighborhood learning sign language just to make one new neighbor feel welcome, or stories that prove it is never too late to chase some wild dream, whether that's living on a houseboat or backpacking across Europe on a shoestring budget. It's all about celebrating that kind of spirit.
And for the 4th and final vibe, this is where we celebrate the unique, the passionate, and the wonderfully weird. This is the spot for people with hobbies and collections that are so specific, so out there that you just have to stop and say, wait, people actually do that? Just imagine the focus and the steady hand it takes to carve an intricate sculpture on the tiny tip of a crayon. Or think about the kind of person who carefully catalogs every single lost glove they find on the street. What a unique way to see the world. These stories are all about finding real joy and meaning in the most unexpected corners of life. It's just a fantastic tribute to human passion, you know? Okay, so you've seen the vision, you've seen the 4 vibes that are going to bring it to life. But now we get to the most critical part of this entire project. It absolutely does not exist without you.
This is really the moment where the whole thing goes from being just a nice idea to a living, breathing publication. It's a genuine, open invitation for you, you, to become a storyteller, a curator, basically to be the spark that makes this all happen.
And you know what? Getting involved could not be simpler. If you come across an article that makes you laugh out loud, or you see a local news story that just warms your heart, or maybe you know someone with one of those wonderfully weird hobbies, all you have to do is share it. And it doesn't have to be some big formal thing. A link, a name, even just one sentence describing the idea, that's all it takes. Seriously, no contribution is too small.
So let's look at how this all fits together. Because the end game here, it's not just about publishing a newsletter. It's about building something way bigger than that.
And this, right here, is the key. This whole project is about shifting from just being a passive consumer of media to becoming an active co-creator. Every single link you share, every little story idea you send in, it helps build not just a publication, but a real community. A community that's all about sharing things that are genuinely positive and interesting.
So by contributing, you're not just finding content for a newsletter, you're literally helping deliver that dose of sunshine right into someone else's inbox. This whole thing is basically a blank page, just waiting to be filled. So the only real question left is, what amazing story are you going to share first?